Your wife won't know, right?
She doesn't know about murder.
Well, if she finds out, tell her my name is Deidre.
Suck my dick.
Sorry I'm late. I was attending a lecture about cellular respiration and photosynthesis. It ran late because the professor was delayed coming in because of a prior commitment to a yacht club or something.
I went to something like that once, except I had a different professor who barely finished the curriculum before giving us a test. We planted trees instead.
Listen up, team. We have work to do.
Last night, Alistair Kwan was found brutally murdered in his Sunridge home. He was beaten, stabbed, and missing his genitals.
So this is obviously someone who hates men.
The killer's female. She called 911 prior to the murder, leaving the address where it would occur. This is the 7th male that this has happened to in 4 years. The other 6 victims all bore the same injuries.
So we have a serial killer on our hands. If she's leaving voice recordings, why haven't we been able to identify her yet?
She makes a clean kill. Plus, there hasn't been any anonymous tips, despite the police units warning the public about the crimes. There's no indication of a suspect, which is strange considering the remorseless style and narcissism that we can assume the unsub has. It's as if she doesn't exist at all.
We'll have the yacht ready by tonight. See you all soon.
Human beings are limited only by what we allow ourselves to be limited by, our own minds. Mike Norton.
I'm Lillian Felino, lead detective at the 6th Precinct. You must be Agent Hotchner.
We're glad we could help. Where do you need us?
We set up a meeting area over there in the other room where the officers have been gathering evidence for you to look at. I'll need one agent to come with me, though. There should be another set of ears on the phone calls made by the unsub prior to the murders.
This is Jennifer Giroux, communications specialist and FBI liaison. She'll help you out.
I'm trying not to knock into everybody because I have things.
I think we have something.
Oh, I think we do too.
All the 911 calls sound the same. The operator picks up the phone, the unsub leaves the address, and the call dies. Except in the last one, the attack on Alistair Kwan. The unsub is talking to another person as well.
Well, is she talking to the victim?
I don't think so, she's whispering. She says, "Shut up, leave me alone. Now is not the time, I'm busy."
As far as we know, the unsub is a lone perpetrator. It fits the profile. If she's not talking to the victim, then who is she talking to?
I found something else. I was able to recover video surveillance from the site of the 4th murder, an apartment complex on Blindenberg Road. At 1 o'clock a.m., this car pulls up, and the woman and her victim step out of it. Roughly an hour later, the woman leaves the house and takes the car out to where it was traced to a local bar called Tiki's. Here you can see the woman exiting the victim's vehicle and stepping into
A police car.
not just any police car. I ran the license plate to find the owner.
It's Lillian, the lead detective.
You have to know I didn't do this.
We're just following evidence. This is procedure, ma'am.
This is ridiculous. What is this?
Why don't you tell me about your childhood, Miss Felino? What are your parents like?
This is a waste of my time. You shouldn't be interviewing me while the murderer is still out there. I'm supposed to be helping you find her, not be trapped in this cage like a criminal.
As far as we know, Miss Felino, you are the murderer. So why don't you tell me about your childhood?
It was just me and my mom growing up. I know how that sounds, but I would never. We lived in Brentwood, New York, kept to ourselves mostly, and I did well in school and pushed through the academy to be here today. I did this for myself. I took care of my mom, my daughter. She was adopted from Europe about a year ago.
And there's no father figure in the house?
No.
Why is that? Did someone do something to you? And how's your health been lately? Records show no medical concerns except for...
Small case of schizophrenia, diagnosed at 19 before it happened. Yeah, I know.
Before what happened, Miss Felina?
Schizophrenia.
What are you thinking, Reed?
Before what happened, Lillian? It was the rape, wasn't it? A trauma like that? It's no wonder there's an insecure attachment to men. No wonder there's not a husband to help you with your daughter. It certainly explains why you hesitated to shake Agent Hostringer's hand and couldn't look him into the eye. But to kill all those people, Lillian?
They deserve to die.
What?
I said that they deserve to die. Those sneaky, adulterating pigs think they can just use their wives for sex and money. I was doing them a favor. I was doing her a favor.
Who? Doing who a favor?
Why, Lillian, of course. Poor thing, she didn't deserve to be victimized like that, and just as she was becoming so successful. It's a shame, really. Only good thing that came out of it was me.
And who are you?
Oh, I forgot to introduce myself. Where are my manners? The name's Deidre. Deidre Adair.
She has DID.
She has what, boy?
It's called dissociative identity disorder. It's a rare mental condition in which there is an alteration in the brain resulting in the formation of two or more personalities that deny the existence of each other. It's a sort of repression that replaces the subject in a fugue state after something overwhelmingly stressful or traumatic occurs. It's more likely to appear in a schizophrenic because their thinking is already disorganized. Usually it's harmless, but in Lillian, it seems as if her second personality has developed an antisocial demeanor, which would explain the narcissism and remorseless killing. The schizophrenia would also explain the hallucinations. That person being talked to over the phone, that was Lillian, and it was Deidre speaking to her. Lillian must hear Deirdre's voice in her head all the time. The woman does not need a jail. She needs to be in a medical institution.
Approved, 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 approved.
Let's just say you have bad credit, a bankruptcy, a recent repo, or what if you're a first-time car buyer? Even after all that?
Approved, approved, approved. Everybody gets approved at Shirley Auto Groups.
If you need an SUV, 4-door, or coupe, stop on down to Shirley Auto Group. Shirley Auto Group, where everyone's approved. Call the credit hotline, 631-281-5703. That's 631-281-5703.
You're approved.
Sit down, Mr. Adair.
You don't intimidate me. You're nothing.
There are a lot more men back there that could be as intimidated as you like if you want to meet them. So I suggest you sit down now, bitch.
I'd appreciate it if there weren't so many men in here.
Morgan.
When did you first meet Lillian Felino?
I won't answer questions given to me by a dog.
Yes, you will.
I met her when she was 19. After that animal had his way with her at the bar. He used her. It was disgusting. Men are disgusting. They're pigs. And I would kill every last one of them if I could.
How do you feel when you kill?
Empowered. Especially when they're in pain.
Do you talk to Lillian often?
Oh, all the time. She should be more like me. I'm the best thing that has ever happened to her.
And what does she do when you talk to her?
She doesn't even know I exist. Thinks I'm just a voice in her head. Can you imagine that? Hearing voices in your head, that's crazy. She usually ignores me, but sometimes she can't help but pay attention. And during those times when she's feeling especially upset or reminiscent, that's when I come out and do my job. She never remembers having done anything. I think it's just like a blank space for her. Wouldn't want to place her under any more anxiety than her incident already has. I'm cleansing the world, don't you see? I'm purifying the land like a god.
In most biblical literature, gods forgive, but I don't think Lillian can do that with you inside her head.
There is no forgiveness.
You're right. Lillian will never be able to forgive you if you land her in jail. She'll hate you more than you could ever hate any man. For separating her from her job, her house, her family, she will wish you more than dead. She'll wish that you had never existed. Let's go.
So how do we handle this, boy? She go to jail, boy?
No, she can't.
What if she's faking it? In 1981, rapist, kidnapper, and serial killer Kenneth Bianchi faked multiple personality disorder went on trial, and she almost got away with it, too.
I don't think so. When Deirdre took over, Lillian's entire body language changed. Her temperament was altered. The mention of the rape must have triggered Deirdre's appearance. Distress tends to bring about Lillian's second personality, and she has empty spaces in her memory. During those periods of time, Deirdre belongs in a jail, and she's a psychopath, but Lillian is actually innocent.
So what do you propose we do?
She'll have to stay in a mental institution until she's able to control her anxiety and prevent the dissociation of her mind. Usually, Lillian experiences the convalescent stage of schizophrenia, during which she can control or dismiss Deirdre's voice and other hallucinations. The acute stage is the loss of that control, and that's when Deirdre is able to take over. Hopefully, Lillian's schizophrenia will become less severe with anti-dopamine medicine, and she'll be able to suppress Deirdre's persona. It all depends on the causation and severity of Lillian's schizophrenia.
What should we hope for, boy?
That her will is stronger than her disorders.
Film's blue.
I should really stop going to those lectures. This time she was late because she was at a party.
You should really go see the other teacher, boy. He's better. Once he lost a snake in his classroom.
A snake? Ew.
Better than a turtle.
Well, at least she'll help me pass that AP test. Oh wait, I don't think AP bio.
Whatever. Maybe we should just go to one of her parties instead.
I could use a good party.
We'll see you guys at the yacht club tonight, right?
I actually was planning on finishing my book. Would anybody rather do that?
Come on, pretty boy. With a face like that, you have to go to parties sometimes.
So I'll see you guys later then. And Reed, don't bring a book. See you guys later.
The primary cause of disorder in ourselves is the seeking of reality promised by another, Jiddu Krishnamurti.